I stumbled on an article in the British Bee Journal dated 12th of October 1893. In it, William Woodley poses the question, is spraying fruit trees prejudicial to bee health? Let's find out. British Bee Journal, 12th of October 1893. Can any of our beekeeping friends give information in regard to the spraying of fruit trees, as suggested by the Board of Agriculture, if such spraying has been prejudicial to bee culture? I noticed two of the compounds are of a very poisonous nature, viz. Paris green and London purple. No time is mentioned as to when spraying is to be done. That is left to the discretion of the fruit grower, and in the present prevailing ignorance of the relation of insects and fruit blossom, it is more than probable that the fruit grower would spray his trees just as they were in full bloom, and cause death and destruction to any insect that visited the flowers after spraying. And as we know, the hive bee is the most numerous and most useful agent in the fertilization of fruit blossoms, and thereby ensures a future crop. I say we know that the beekeeper will be the one who will have to bear the loss by having his stock poisoned by the thousands. William Woodley, Beedon, Newbury.
Two synthetic greens called Scheele's green and Paris green were first introduced in the 18th century. They were far more vibrant and flashy than the relatively dull greens made from natural pigments, so they quickly became popular choices for paint as well as dye for textiles, wallpaper, soaps, cake decorations, toys, candy, and clothing. These green pigments were made from a compound called cupric hydrogen arsenic. In humans, exposure to arsenic can damage the way cells communicate and function, and high levels of arsenic have been directly linked to cancer and heart disease. The intense toxicity of these greens stayed under wraps until the arsenic recipe was published in 1822. It was repurposed as an insecticide.
Okay, it's Wednesday at Swantage Market, and there is a reason for being here today. I need to buy some apples. I've got a story to tell you. Can I have 6 apples, please?
6 apples?
Yeah, the Braver, that'd be marvellous.
Please?
Marvellous, thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Okay, got a bag of apples, and I'm going to go to Betchman Park in a minute just to tell you a story. Okay, follow me. We're not too far now, just down the hill a little bit. Right, are you keeping up? A little way forward. I'm going to sit down and tell you this story. Just come on, come on. It's 1925, Hampstead, London. A bag of apples is purchased and brought home to the family. The next day, the family is in hospital. They've been poisoned by arsenic. What happened from the 20th century was they discovered something called lead arsenate, and it seemed to be a much more effective pesticide than either Paris green or London purple and perhaps some of the others like Bordeaux mix. And it was extraordinarily popular in the United States. Not only was it used for spraying fruit trees, but it was also used in the cotton fields for controlling the boll weevil. The dry states, it wasn't being washed off by the rain. And so not only were you getting perhaps on the skin of the apples a build-up of, say, arsenic compounds, but also residues of lead. And this was starting to become a very deadly combination. Well, dear viewer, what I was hoping for when I posed Mr. Woodley's question, I was expecting to say to you, yes, a big yes. Spraying fruit trees does harm bees. With the Victorian arsenic-based sprays, that really isn't the full story. There was scientific studies done up till about the second and third decade of the 20th century. What the conclusion was: bees, honeybees, pollinators could be poisoned and would be poisoned by arsenic-based insecticides or pesticides, but it was under very contrived circumstances whereby they would get, say, molasses, mix it with the pesticide, and the bees would then be attracted to the molasses, consume the molasses and perish. In reality though, what they discovered was when the fruit trees were actually sprayed with these arsenic-based sprays, the bees would keep away. They would be repelled by the smell of the arsenic. To answer Mr. Woodley's question, not really. However, there is a sinister twist, as I told you the story about the London family who were poisoned by eating apples which contained high amounts of both arsenic and lead. And I think this story is more of a parable to us all. That yes, there's lots of sympathy out there for the pollinators, the honeybees, the butterflies and the other insects, with modern day insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, how we're harming our soils, our insects, our waterways. You are the consumer of these fruits, whether it's the nuts from the tree, apples, pears, whether it's the oilseed rape. Maybe we should be doing things which are actually saving ourselves, and perhaps we need to rethink how we go about farming and what we actually put on our food. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, press the like button. I will have more videos coming out in the near future, so please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the section below. Bye for now.